Hello everyone, welcome back to Run It Up number 30. Yes, that's right, number 30. Today we are playing something a little bit different. We are playing a $50 buy-in heads up tournament. There are four players in the tournament and only one pay, I think. Yeah. So it's a winner take all 4-man heads up tournament. So never played one of these before. I saw that it had 2 people in the lobby, and I was like, hey, why not? Let's give it a try. So we're here today playing this. I hope you guys like this. I know I had said I wanted to do heads up content usually on Thursdays, but I think we can deviate. It's it's only a suggestion. So we'll see how this goes. This is the guy that we played in our last heads up sit and go, but I don't honestly remember too much from that session except the hand that we won on. We had ace queen versus ace 9 where he just called down, which was probably fine, and I don't really remember too much besides that because it was pretty short. So yeah, yesterday I went to California for the day. That's why Monday's video is a little bit late. It was I guess I'll just fold these 4. Why not? What are the blinds in this? Let's find that question out. 3 more minutes. So these are 4-minute levels. Perfect. Perfect. So yeah, yesterday I went to California for the day, and I was in transit for. I was in transit from 12:30 to 5, a little after 5, and again from 6:30 to 11. I was in California from 5 to 6:30, and that was pretty much it. It was fun though. I did a podcast, the man school podcast. I will link to that when it comes out. I had fun. It was good. I mean, the guy Caleb, the host of the show, was not a poker player, but he asked pretty good questions. I thought it was pretty interesting. So I'll link that when it comes out. So far, nothing too interesting here. I got away with 1 check raise, but that's pretty much it. Queen deuce 3 flop. He bets very quickly. I wonder if that means anything. I'm gonna test that and see if that means anything. He bet this very, very fast, which might just mean it's automatic. Maybe he makes it 280. I mean, I guess I'll just give him credit here, although this could definitely be light. I mean, I'm afraid to do much besides we could call and try to turn a heart or a 6 or a 10. Actually, I think I'm going to try to do that. I feel like he's never that strong here, and that sometimes he'll just give up, and that's like his bluff right there. This could be a little bad though, but we have 2 overcards to the bottom 2 pairs, and well, see, now the issue is I don't think he'll never fold a pair in this particular moment, but he might fold a better ace high, king high, bluff type of thing. So all right, we get it done. I mean, I felt like his sizing didn't make me feel like he was particularly strong. Sizing and timing combined both made me not feel like he was particularly strong there, but I think we could have folded flop, but yeah, not for me. All right, so we raised it up here with king 8 suited. We're gonna be giving this guy at least 1 bullet here. On the deuce turn card, I might just check. I mean, it's possible we could just bet twice. Actually, I changed my mind. I think we are going to bet this twice here. I think once in a while we get him to fold. Once in a while we have the best hand. At this point, I don't think he folds a jack or an ace to us, and we beat 10-9 of hearts, queen 10 of hearts, stuff like that. So I think I'll just check. Sometimes we win. Usually we don't. Not this time. Not this time. Would he have folded to that on the 7? Probably, but not necessarily, because he might be feeling like he's getting run over a little bit, so he might be a little more stationary there. But I guess he could have argued for calling. For betting that river. But there's so many draws that missed. I can't imagine that he's going to just be snap. This is a good check back by him. I assume he's going to be betting this king more often than checking it, given that he checked back flop. There's no reason for him to assume that we're strong. Checks back very quickly. All right, well, we've done a very good job putting 0 chips in this pot so far on the river. I think 75 is fine. We get paid off a lot. I should have made a bet a little bit bigger, actually, because he calls so often. If he had nothing, he would have probably bet on the turn. So the fact that he didn't bet on the turn means he probably has something. Don't see a reason not to raise the button here. 7-2 offsuit. He hasn't really been re-raising us, and until we have a reason not to, we'll continue to put him in the cage a little bit, I guess, pre-flop. You know, I feel like it's fine. I guess I can move this up. I just wanted you guys to see what it was. The heads-up 4-player version. Yeah, $50 buy-in too. Our biggest sit and go ever, I believe. Yeah, you know, in Run It Up, in Run It Up history, it is our biggest sit and go ever. In case that wasn't clear. Defending here with King 8 offsuit. Flop a gut shot, which is not the worst thing. If it goes check check, he bets 90 now, which he hasn't been making it that big. He's been making it smaller. I think I'm going to just check raise here. Could argue to do something besides check raising, but I think check raising is fine. I mean, we make a mistake if he shoves with queen jack, but otherwise I think it's just fine. Put a lot of pressure on him. 2-1 chip lead here. Feeling pretty good about it. Going to start this hand with a raise because we got an ace on the button. Not the worst flop for us. Overcard, open ender, all that good stuff. If he check raises us, we would just probably end up calling, but maybe we would end up re-raising. At this point in the hand, I feel like he's very rarely folding, and a lot of the hands he has are... I don't really think I'm planning on barreling here too often. I don't think he just folds too much. I think I'm happy with just checking and seeing a river. I mean... Let's see here. I don't think he'll fold a 7 or a 6 to us on the river in this spot. I don't think we win too often, but you know, I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter, but oh. Who needs it? Who needs to bluff? That's the power of having ace high. Every once in a while you're just like, I give up. Oh. Pay me. So we got lucky there. We were fortunate there that he had the bottom of his, literally the bottom of his range, I believe. Maybe he has queen jack or something, but very near to the worst hand he can show up with. Ace-8 of diamonds, gonna be defending here, could re-raise, I think that's also fine, but I don't really want him to shove. This hand's so pretty, let's just see a flop. Not bad, we're always okay with a paired flop when we have ace high, especially when we're tricky and call pre-flop with a good ace. So I'm planning on check calling here. Might go check check because I feel like he's checked on a good amount of these flops. Not necessarily saying that's good or bad because we haven't seen enough of a sample to really know. On the queen here, I think I'm going to start with the bet. I'm going to start with the bet and then go from there. If he calls, I'm going to bet a decent amount of rivers, I think. But I can't imagine that he's got a hand that's like pocket fives type of hand because I feel like that would just bet flop. So if he calls here, maybe he's got a hand like ace high, like deuces, threes, a 4, something like that. Although I would imagine that some of those hands will bet flop. So I really just don't think he has too much when he checks back, but looks like he didn't have that much. So, all right, the train rolls on over here. Team Run It Up. That's it. We're running it up. We're doing it. We're running up our tournament chips right now. I want another trophy, you know what I mean? I mean, the ribbon's great and all, but I want another trophy for the damn trophy case. It's, you know, look how much space we have to add. It's unbelievable. We're ready to upgrade here. Raising it up with 9-5 offsuit on the button. Not much of a flop for us, but we're going to at least try once. I thought about betting 50, but I actually think that changing your bet size in this situation encourages him to mess around with you, and I'm obviously not a super big fan of that. He did decide to continue anyway, though. I think I'm going to actually try barreling this twice. I mean, I think that if he has a queen, he's never folding. But if he has just like an ace-high type of hand, if he has like a pocket pair, those hands all just fold. Although I would assume he would re-raise with some percentage of those, but I really didn't feel like he was that strong, so... in this case, in this situation, he has 670 chips. I feel like we could shove, but I'm very happy with how we're doing post-flop, so I'm fine just calling with like the worst ace. I think I'm fine with not putting in 700 chips, and then he just calls with, you know, a hand better than ours, and I'm not interested in that whole situation. But at this point, we flopped a pair with a very good kicker, and we're going to be check raising all in. Looks like he might have us beat. Oh, we're chopping. All right. Oh, I did it again. Oh, the Sopranos exclamation. Oh, I don't know how that got into my system, but all right. So we chop that up there. Ship us the button, dealer. We'll be raising it up to 100 here with 10 deuce offsuit. Looks like he's going to be winning this pot. We're at that stage in the tournament where it would be nice to run good. The other table is actually finished already, so we've got our finalist waiting in the wings. He's getting ready over there, you know, getting ready for round 2. Gonna be raising this up here. Don't see why not. All right, better than a 10 deuce, but not by much. We can start thinking about limping now that he's got a little bit more chips if we wanted to. Remember, the next blind level is 50, 100, so limp. I mean, I would really doubt that he's limp raising, but you know, it is only queen 10. It's not like we have king queen or something like that. That, however, is a fantastic flop for the queen and the 10. And he decides to check that back. Maybe we shouldn't have said that out loud. maybe we should have, you know, not revealed the strength of our hand. 50. He decided to call. I mean, I imagine he has a hand that's not folding for 150. I mean, maybe you could get 200 out of him, but I think 150 is a fine, non-greedy amount that we just get paid every time. So, all right, we do take that. I probably should have raised that pre-flop, apparently, but all right. Well, we raised with 10 deuce, 10 deuce, 10 3, now 10 6. All right. One day we'll learn, you know, or not, but maybe it's possible. Deuce 6 will be folding. He decided to fold this. He'll fold to us, so that was nice of him. 10 7. We could argue for limping this. I mean, because obviously he's been shoving a ton, but once again, it's a little bit better, but not quite good enough. I mean, limping would have been fine, but I guess I can just start limping, and you know, what's the worst that can happen? Another queen 10 in the big blind. I think I'm happy calling this. He was at the stack size when he started limping last time. Interesting. Check back. Turn 8. You know, I feel like against most opponents I wouldn't necessarily bluff here, but I think against this guy it can't be that bad. On the deuce river, I feel like I'm just going to give up now. Most often he has a hand like ace high or like king queen, something like that. But I don't think those hands are really folding on this board the way that the board ran out. So I don't think I can get that hand to fold. If I had any pair, I would be quite confident in it. But no pair to be had there, so we just let that one go. Still got a 2-1 chip lead, so you know, I'm not too concerned. Pocket sevens will be all in, dealer. Dealer. I play all my chips. And he calls us quite quickly. Flipping for the match. Good start. Bad turn. In case it wasn't obvious. Oh, look at that. Look at that. 7 from heaven. We just drilled it. This river drilling brought to you by Toshiba. I wish. I wish. Run better. All right. That's mean, but okay. I didn't even really run that good. We won a flip, and then that was it, right? I don't think we heatered that much. So that's interesting. The blinds at the next match start at what the last match ended at, huh? That's interesting. I don't hate that, to be honest with you. That's an interesting... I didn't expect it to be that way. I thought it would probably just restart, but I think this is fine. I'm happy with it. We're in the finals. We've made it. Oh, I've been dreaming about this moment all my life. I feel like we should chop, you know? Let's just book the win. Alright, I guess he's not interested. Serious business ninja over there. We have flopped the 3 of a kind, which is always fantastic. We'll be starting with check raise because I like to check raise, and I think this is a good time to do it when we have 3 of a kind. You know, this is a decent flop for him to fight back on or continue, so I feel like, ooh, alright, that is a spicy turn card there. I'm going to start with a check. If he bets, we're going to have to call because our hand is just too good. And he too often has this, like, you know, he could have Jack 9. He can have, you know, Jack 8, Ace 8, King 8. You know, he can have any combination of hands that we beat right now. Also, we have all the full house draws, even if he has a flush or whatever it is. Deuce is an interesting card. If we were ahead on the turn, we're surely ahead now. Not that I feel too good about that. Check, check makes me feel pretty confident, though. All right. 2-1 chip lead again. Let's do it. Blind's going up, which is nice. Let's get this show on the road. We need this. We need this hourly. Pretty good flop for us. I think 150 is fine. Could bet 200 also, but no reason to bet more than necessary, I suppose. It's possible we have the best hand, although I don't think it's particularly likely. I think if he had a decent ace, he would have probably just... Alright, I just give up. I feel like if I knew my opponent a little bit better, I would be 165. So we beat Jack 10, that's about it. I mean, I think I'm just going to fold. I mean, it's possible we have the best hand there, especially given the price that we have. But against a guy who I don't know his frequencies or tendencies, I feel like fine just giving that up there, preserving that 300 chips or 200 chips or whatever it was. He limp calls here. Feel pretty good about this flop, obviously, with 2 jacks. Not 140. Close, though. 250. Can't really go anywhere if he does anything. I mean, he definitely could have some queens, but, you know, I can't just fold on this flop. Too often he has flush draw or some other thing, so... I feel like we could argue just to shove. Calling would be okay, too. Maybe we should just be shoving on this flop. I think calling is alright, actually. If a heart comes off, it's the thing I'm most scared of. That's the thing that I think we're ahead of. But, yeah. So, if he ships this turn, I think we just have to call. I think our hand is just too good. I wish he would just ship this turn and not just bet this, because this bet is so clearly, like, or so strongly not, like, it would be so surprising to me if he was doing this with a flush draw and not shoving or checking back. I actually think I'm going to just fold. I can't imagine that. I can't believe I actually ended up folding that hand, but I actually feel like his sizing is so queen heavy and not draw heavy, because I feel like if he had a draw, he would have just either checked back or shoved and not bet 600 of his 1500, which would mean it's a good bet size. If I was playing someone who I knew was like an elite player, I would never fold there, because that's one of those things that I think people can exploit a little bit, you know. But against a guy I don't know at the $50 sit and go level, I feel like he's more likely than not to be strong than weak. It's certainly possible that we got bluffed there, but feel pretty good about this hand. I mean, we have top pair on a board that's pretty drawy. If he shoves, we just have to call. He has too often 10-8, 10-9, 10-7, 8-6, you know, one of those combinations. But he decided to let that one go. Next blind level is going to be 75, 150, so we have a little bit of room before it gets too silly. That jack hand is interesting. I wonder, I mean, I just really felt like he was kind of strong. I mean, he limp called button, and then he raised, right? We c-bet and he raised. We could have also just check called that flop. That would have also been okay. That's a very viable path also in that hand. And then on the turn, you know, I wasn't planning on folding, but he picked the size that got me to fold. Another good hand here. King, queen of diamonds, going to be raising up the limp. If he does anything aggressive, I'm probably not folding. I mean, it's possible that this is an actual strength, but, you know, we've seen them limp once before. This could just be a... our hand is too good to do anything besides shove. He can just assume we're attacking this. He actually can still fold here, and our hand runs pretty good all in here, so... All right, ran to ace-king. We're going to need a queen. Oh, looks like we might have done it. We're going to need to dodge an ace. Well, I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it, but it looks like we did it. Don't necessarily count it as the cleanest of wins we've ever had here on Run It Up. $190 win is pretty solid. So we picked up a $140 profit there. I did lose the sit and go last night for $25. You can't see it, but I wrote it on my board, so I didn't forget. It was like a two-hand sit and go, so it didn't make it onto a video. But I did lose $25 there that I didn't account for yet. So we started out today with What did we have? That's right. 340. I think it's 31. If that's wrong, if somebody knows that's wrong, let me know. But it looks like a 1 on the board. Could be a 7 though. I don't know. All right, so we won. We won 140. Right, $50 buy-in. So yes, we won 140 minus 25. Look at that number, $455.31. Wow, this is great. We can finally start playing some 50 cent, a dollar. Our big blind can finally be a dollar. We're playing for Big Macs, boys. Big Mac, big blind. Oh, that is fantastic. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A little bit something different. I'll be back with more tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching as always, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.